Hello, BodySlams podcast viewers. My name is Chio Frost. For you who out there who do not know, I am one of your co-analysts here on the Breakfast and Body Slams. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. 2021 is starting to rear down. We're coming to the last couple of our shows. And but we're gonna try to make them as much informational, exciting. We got one more guest coming up this Thursday night, and he made his AEW debut on Dark. He is Kakoa, the Hawaiian Warrior. He will be interviewed by our colleague, the bearded Raven, Dennis Reaper. But without any further ado, let me bring in my other co-analyst. First up the bat, playing out of left field, which when he's out there trying to catch the ball, he looks like he's staring at Saturn. He's the better Bernard, the Saint Bernard. He is Mikey.
What's up, hey, that's right, the better Bernard. You got it.
Yeah, that's right. You got to make those catches out there, like I said, all the way out in left field, and because our sports games that we like to play here on our podcast, we collaborate them all. We do we take hockey pucks, we punt them, and we hit a home run. and then while we're waiting on our slam dunk from our other co-analyst about to jump on, he's usually, you can catch him usually slam dunking a Italian hoagie or a 7-Eleven
nice.
Pizza, how small they are. And he is that image guy, Joseph Joey Image.
Joseph. Good morning, fellas. How are you?
I had to bring reference to the little 7-Eleven pizzas.
and Joseph, and somebody else called me Joseph last night, and I was like, "Whoa!" Usually,
yes.
Gio calls me.
Wait, wasn't that Masha?
Yeah, Masha Slamovich. Hey, Joseph. I'm like, what the hell? I wasn't expecting that. Like, usually only Chio calls me that, and my mom.
All right, as we're kicking off the show, we got our man.
Good morning, there, Flex.
He's hitting us up all the way from
Flex,
the Great White North.
Love that interview, brother. That was awesome. That whole show, I could have listened to another 3 hours of that. Sorry, I haven't got a chance to tell him that.
Also, our
buddy Joe Casey. That
Joe,
guy thought I was Joe
No. He called you Joe Casey though. Dylan Quinn, referee extraordinaire. He was with us there last night.
I thought he said Gacy. I thought he thought I was Joe Gacy. Who's Joe Casey?
But we will get back to all pro wrestling matches.
I have no idea.
We'll touch up later on in the show. But let me get out our cheap plugs. And that is, you can check out all of our Devereaux Sports podcast teams live on Devereaux Sports, exclusively on Facebook and sometimes on Twitter and YouTube. But Facebook, you can go to the Devereaux Sports Facebook page and you can follow them all. The Sullivan Squad, the Old School Show, the Combat Misfits, us here on Thursday Night Slams. This Scrapple Boys, like I said before, are on hiatus. The Gobbler Inc., us here right now, Breakfast and Body Slams, and our impromptu pop-up show, pop-up pipe bombs, which can happen anytime, anywhere, with anyone. Quick shout out to all of our podcast affiliates out there. The 2300 Wrestling Podcast, the two Daves, that's right. Anthony Blackwell, Andy Header, and our man Brian behind the keyboard, the genius that he is, at the Tornado Tag Podcast. Backstabbers Wrestling Podcast, all the way from Puerto Rico. Mikey, hit it.
Conversación de Lucha Libre.
He knows how it goes. And one more, I want to give a quick shout out to Bob Culture Podcast. Rob Williams, we tried to get him on the show today. He was at Pro Wrestling Magic as well. So the invite is out there. So after we do any PWM shows, he mentioned that, like, if he's not busy, he will look forward to jumping on and talking PWM with us, Joey. So that should be good.
I
But
think I've only met that dude one other time before, but he's a good guy. I like him.
all right, gentlemen, you have the PDFs I sent out. I unfortunately I have to step away from the table for quite a bit. So you guys are going to be in the room alone together. Yes.
Ooh.
And you got to kick
Finally
off.
get Mikey alone. Jeez.
And you guys got
Two
to kick
Italians,
off.
huh?
And you gentlemen got to kick off the whole thing with the Jeff Hardy incident. So with that being said, I'm gonna step away and I'm gonna leave the room to use two.
Yo, wow.
All right. I'm messing.
Yeah,
Sorry.
by
was
that
messing with the
camera
camera
movement, like I can't. It seems like you're really in shock about this release.
I was messing with the settings. It looks. I don't know. It looks weird when I move over and it follows me like that. So I thought it was out of focus. But if as long as it looks clear, then we're
Oh
good.
yeah.
Okay. It looked out of focus on my side. I don't know. Oh man. So Jeff Hardy does the Steve Austin podcast, or sorry, does the Broken Soul Sessions. I don't know. Does he? Did those get released as podcasts? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I have to look into that.
Or does he still
But
do the regular Steve Austin Show podcast?
well, the only time I ever see the Stone Cold podcast is like when they show, like, during the WWE show, like,
Yeah.
after Raw or SmackDown, like
Right,
tune
right,
in
right.
to WWE for.
I'm gonna look right now. He used to do a regular Steve Austin Show podcast on like
Yeah, he used it, Broken Skull,
podcast one or something like that.
something like that.
So anyway, so Jeff Hardy goes on there. They're talking. It was a really cool episode, really good episode. And then he says, "Man, this camera thing moving around is bothering me." Hold on, I'm sorry. So he does this whole thing. There we go. That's good enough. And he says, "I can't make one more mistake because I've been released before, and I just can't make one more mistake because it'll be the end of my time here. And if I make another mistake, I'm out. I know it. I know it." And then
I
a
know
week
what
and a half.
happens at that Texas
Yeah.
House show.
A week and a half later it was, and or 2 weeks later, and he's gone. I don't know what happened.
It's a
I know
shame.
the only thing I saw was like, was he teaming with New Day or something?
He was teaming with New Day and Drew McIntyre.
Okay, I know it
And
was him and Woods and McIntyre. I didn't know if it was both New Day.
I don't remember. I think from what I remember in the video, he went to make, like, I don't know if it was off a hot tag, and he went to do like an Irish whip or something like that, and then he just leaves.
Yeah.
He like
the video that I saw was that he made a hot tag. He was laying in the corner, which, selling and ready
right.
I thought he was going to get up and just stand in the corner, wait for the next tag in, and then he just kind of left. Like, hopped over the rail, went out through the crowd, security followed him, and then at the end of it, Woods and McIntyre, I guess McIntyre did the finish or whatever, and then Woods comes in, he's looking around, and he didn't know what was going on, and he grabs, I think he grabbed the referee, or he grabbed some attendant at ringside, and in my mind, he said, "Where the hell is Jeff Hardy?" But it looked like he was just didn't know what was going on, and then the video I saw ended shortly after that. And then, like,
he didn't look good either, Jeff. He didn't look good.
I don't know. I mean, I couldn't tell much from the footage I saw, but I know that I guess was it the day after that the report came out that they had sent him home. The previous night he left, and there's been no reason why he walked out of the match. He just kind of left. Flex, no, he's been released.
Yep, and supposedly he's back on whatever he was off of. No, there's no confirmation of that, though. That's the thing.
It's just that there's no confirmation of him being on any substances again. So I don't want to say that. That's just speculation. But the thing is, like, Matt Hardy went out, or Matt Hardy tweeted something about he's always had problems with his demons and he's doing good now and blah 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 and stuff like that. And it made people think that, oh, he must be back on some kind of stuff.
Right,
so,
right.
Even
it's like his wife. Tweeted out.
I'm still here. You can hear me, right?
Okay. Oh yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's
Like
up with the
at
cameras.
first she was saying like, Jeff is good, we're good, everything's fine, and then Matt said to everybody, he said, oh, I'm not going to get involved in my brother's affairs, and you know, if he's going to say something, let him say something to you, but I'm not saying anything. I'm basically he said, I'm washing my hands clean of it. I'm not getting involved.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's no confirmation, but everybody's assuming that this is why he left, because he looked sluggish and he left through the crowd, and they uh, suspect that he's back on it, but we don't know. I'm sure we're going to find out, but right now it's all speculation.
All right. So I can't get my other app, my camera app to work. So you're gonna have to deal with the mess behind me instead of the blurred background I usually have. Yeah, I saw something about Didn't Rebby Hardy tweet something like, "How dare you ask about my brother-in-law's health" or something like that? And
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what, dude? Like, he's a very popular guy. There's going to be a lot of people asking about it and talking about it,
Yeah,
especially if they know that she's
exactly.
married to Matt, which means Jeff's her brother-in-law. People are going to ask about it. I mean, you can't
Right.
you can't stop people from asking, and you can't get pissy with them when they do.
I know. It's like, dude, he's a public figure. Like,
Right.
he's in the eyes of the public. Like, he's a very well-known superstar. People are going to want to know.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
I'm still here.
shame.
Oh, there we go. Hey, I'm back.
Hopefully,
I don't know what happened.
if whatever happened, Jeff gets better, and wish him the best.
Yeah, Flex makes a good point. It could be medical related too. We don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
But just the fact that Matt Hardy tweeted something like, Jeff's doing good and he's always had issues with demons and blah 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 blah, whatever he said. But yeah, that's a good point as well. I'm hoping it's medical and not substance abuse issues. I've
Yeah,
met Jeff Hardy
exactly.
before. He's a good dude, and I've known Matt for years. He's a good dude. But Jeff, yeah, I'm hoping it's not anything serious. And there's a lot of people online. So the speculation is obviously his drug history, because he's got a history with his drug abuse. I'm sorry, because he's got a history with
Right.
drugs. But the thing that kind of bothers me is people online like, "Oh, I hope he goes to AEW," or like, "You should go to ROH or whatever the hell, like, or MLW or whatever it is, like New
Right,
Japan."
right. And if they
That's
say, "Hey, what's up,
That's
Pat?"
not what's important at the moment. Like, that's got nothing to do with
No.
anything right now. Who
Right. If
cares
he's
where
got
he
something
wrestles,
going
dude?
on, he's got to get that taken care of first.
Right. It's got nothing to do with
That's
where he's going to
that's
wrestle
what's
next,
important.
or if he's going to wrestle next. Those people are just selfish fans that are like, he's my favorite. I
I
want to
want
see
this.
him
I want
here.
that.
Yeah, I don't care what you want right now. And people
Exactly.
shouldn't, that's a lot more, it's a lot more important than where he's going to wrestle next. So I don't think that's really important at all.
That's true. Very true. So what do we have up next here?
What do you want to talk about next, sir?
Let's see here. Let's talk
I
about.
heard a rumor that Jack Evans is being extorted for money in
Yeah.
Mexico.
What
You
is?
hear that?
I read a little bit of it, but what is that all about? Like, about
I saw a couple of his tweets where he was like, "I'm stuck in Mexico. They won't let me leave unless I pay them off or something like that." Um, and one of them was like, "If you hear about me getting killed or arrested or something like that, then it was the police out here in whatever city he's in there, something like that." And I was like, "This is wild."
Oh,
But
that
I
is
have
wild. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, if he gets arrested next bit, I want to put it out there. It was planted by the Del Valle Police Department.
That's right.
So he's saying that they're trying to set him up.
Yeah. He's saying they're trying to extort money out of him to get rid of the drug, because he said if I get arrested for drug charges, it was planted by
Right.
them. So so this is I read this and I'm like, This guy's got a crazy imagination, man. This is like some wacky shit, man.
This is wild.
So then I talked to my friend Dave, not in the
Right.
business, not in wrestling, nothing, just a guy I grew up with.
Right.
So him and his wife moved to Mexico about almost 6 years ago, from New Jersey, from here in Jersey. So
Right.
I asked him, I was like, there's a guy that I've been on a couple of shows with Jack Evans. I mean, I don't know him super well. He probably wouldn't even remember my name if you said it to him. But I told my buddy, I asked him about this whole thing. I read these tweets to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, that absolutely happens all the time." And I go, "What do you mean by that?"
What?
And he's like, "Well, the first time that when his kid got his license and he was driving out there, the first time he drove in Mexico, he got pulled over. The cops had a brick of marijuana, a brick of weed on them, not a big one, a small one. One of them went behind, threw it in the back of the car, and said, 'Hey, what's that? If you give us some money, we won't say anything about it. We'll let you go.'" I mean, in Spanish, of course. But
Whoa.
and Flex is actually backing up what I'm saying. Lived in Mexico for 2 years, and Mexican police are
Wow.
yeah. So I was like, "Whoa, this could be legit. Like this whole Jack Evans thing could be legit." So
Dude, that sounds like movie stuff, man.
yeah. So my buddy Dave, his son called him, and he came down and paid off the cops, and they got rid of the stuff, and that's it. They were out that. I mean, it's pesos, so it wasn't a lot of money in U.S. dollars, but just the fact that they do that shit.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, and yeah, well, and they also live in Sinaloa, which is where the cartels, their headquarters are.
No.
And they moved there for a reason, because all the drug cartel guys live there, so that area is very well protected by the paid off police. You know what I mean? Because those guys are all, for lack of a
That
better
makes
term,
a lot
mob
of
guys,
sense.
gang guys, whatever. So they're very well protected. They bring in money to the police department, and you know they do what they got to do, I guess is the way to put it.
Yeah.
So this may be this may be like legit. Like I'm starting to think like, wow, this could be real. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, that is so crazy, man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that could really be possible, but it is.
Especially when you come from like driving in New Jersey for a few months,
Yeah.
and then like you
Hello,
go to
gentlemen.
Mexico,
I'm back.
and then you go to like Mexico, and you're like, "Hey, give me $300 and I'll get rid of this weed I just put in your car." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
What's up, guys? I'm back.
What's
Look
up, Chio?
Look at Frankie Frizzo spoiling ROH for me, which I haven't watched yet.
I know he. I noticed that I was monitoring the chat room via mobile.
Yeah, and that's not on our list to talk about. I'm guessing because we all didn't see it.
No, we don't have it
I
on
didn't
our
see it.
topic today because why? Because last night, as ROH was going on, me and you, Joseph, we were at Pro Wrestling Magic. So no, we can't touch on that because we did not watch it.
Yeah, we didn't see it. You know what? You know what's funny? We were at Pro Wrestling Magic, and there was a guy sitting next to me watching ROH.
Yeah,
on his phone.
He had a nice, good stream link there. The stream off of. Let me get comfortable. All right. So I'm guessing you guys already touched upon Jeff Hardy.
We talked about Jeff Hardy and Jack Evans.
And Jack Evans. Yes, I did
I
want to touch.
I didn't want to go into the Tony Khan thing until you were here because I wanted to hear your reaction to my opinion of it.
Oh, okay. Well, since we're on the Mexico topic,
yeah,
with all the illegal type sneaky shady shit going on down there, just as well as like as you heard as much all the sneaky shady shit going on over in Puerto Rico, which back then, you know, we all know about the Bruiser Brody and Vader incident.
Yeah,
as throughout history. Now with this recent thing with Jack Evans now, that does not surprise me one bit. I can touch upon the wait, hold up. I got a comment here that I would like to share with everyone. Because Frizzo is an ass. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Dennis. We love you, brother. Enjoy your day with your daughter.
Thanks, buddy.
You know, Flex is chiming in. I don't know if you saw these.
Hey,
comments.
did Flex? You worked in Mexico, right? I don't remember if he did or not. I thought he did, or Puerto Rico, or both.
Wow, dude, that is crazy,
yeah, Mexican
man.
Army protecting the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Speaking on things going on, well, not in Mexico. I believe this happened in Texas. I believe it could be. I'm not sure. It could have been Texas. I have to relook at the article. But for those who don't know, Alberto Del Rio, aka Alberto El Patron, was recently acquitted, or the case was thrown out, whatever, due to
Yeah, supposedly the witness went
yeah, yeah,
missing.
yeah,
Yeah.
mysteriously, uh, the witness ended up missing. From the article, he was being charged on sexual assault and kidnapping, but it was dismissed. So, and then after 4 postponements, going back to January of this year, the case finally went ahead, and the woman he was in a relationship with failed to appear. So, things make you
Yeah, that's
wonder,
a
like,
little weird, you know.
what kind
Do they
of
know where
shady
she
shit.
is?
No,
Chill.
no, not at all, not at all. And it's like, it seems like he just burying himself a hole for there, with all this cases and charges and stuff. But now he's looking to return to the ring full force. Question is that going to be possible with these even though they are dismissed, people in the wrestling world are still going to look at it as like, yo, he was charged with sexual assault
Yeah,
and like,
Kidnapping.
but and the thing is, and the
right.
witness didn't show, so it's like they're gonna look at that. But I was found innocent. Not innocent, but It was dismissed. But they're still gonna look at the fact that the person's missing. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, like right, exactly. Like, how does a person go missing? You can't find them. What? That's a little strange.
Joey, going back to your question earlier when you asked Flex about Mexico,
Yeah.
he said he had a real job, U.S. Army, and couldn't give full attention to pro wrestling.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what's going on with my camera, by the way. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. And with
I
this
mean, you can.
picture,
I know you can still hear me, but my camera's going in and out. I don't know what's wrong with it.
and he's chiming in with the whole about the whole Del Rio situation. It sounds like the snooker incident up in Allentown.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shady shit that went down early years that we don't know about, because back then we didn't have social media and stuff like that, and
Right.
all you heard was hearsay and whatever when you got the chance to read it in the dirt mags,
Yeah.
the dirt sheets. So that is what it is. So we got
So what do we got next?
So we got two big things
Great.
coming out of Mexico between Jack Evans and Del Rio. I'm sure we're gonna hear more on both of them as far as will Jack Evans become a free man from the tyrants of the police down there in Mexico. Continue on same BodySlams bat time or bat channel, whatever, and we're gonna see will Alberto get bookings after this incident. We will find out.
If he does, dude,
I thought he was supposed to
my
start his own
God,
promotion
like,
a while
really?
back. I thought he was thinking about starting his own company a while ago.
Nowadays, anybody can start their own promotion. You got pedophiles doing it.
Yeah, that's true.
And murderers and whatnot. So we got
midgets.
We got Frizzo trying to start Devereaux Pro. Oh God, I just gave him
Devereaux Pro.
I just gave him an idea. Oh shit, there goes the neighborhood.
Nah.
Moving along. Since Jack Evans is I don't know if he's currently is, but that's why we haven't seen him not too recently on AEW. And speaking of AEW, Mr. Tony Khan has announced. Well, he came forward saying on let me see here, on was it a podcast? My Mom's Basement with Robbie Fox. He was on.
Yeah, I don't even know what the hell that is.
Just saying, My Mom's Basement got me thrown off.
Oh, it's some kid.
Yeah.
It's some little kid. Well, I say little because I'm 44, but I feel like this is almost like it was a charity appearance. Like, yeah, this young kid does a podcast. I'll go on there. I'll give him some views or whatever.
All right, cool. Oh well, whatever helps. Uh, mentioned that WWE has reached out to him for to permit former WWE stars to come in to do some documentary interviews and stuff like that. I don't see why not. In the past, they had Jericho. I think me personally, I think Tony Khan will be all business as far
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
not business wise being nice to Vince, but business wise being nice to the guys who they want to talk to because hey, this is their life. They want to get their stories out. It doesn't necessarily have to be AEW interview. The guys can say, "Hey, I don't want to do an AEW documentary, even though I work for you," and then wait till their contract ends and end up doing some kind of like they can go around doing a 10-hour shoot interview, which turns out to be 45 minutes.
Who did that?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, Joe, look. You watching me, Joe? Look.
Yeah. You got to say it like that.
Yeah. Inside joke. Inside joke. But yeah. So you said your thoughts on this.
Yeah. I. Well, my thoughts on the whole on the situation or them doing the interviews is fine. Like, I don't care about that. They're gonna get an extra payday out of it anyway, regardless of who it is. You know, anybody from WWE, Moxley, Andrade, Jericho. Well, Jericho already did the awesome thing. Whoever they want to use, whatever. But the thing is that just Tony Khan going on a podcast and saying WWE called me, like that part of it, to me, it sounds like when the biggest, ugliest, most losery-ish guy at the dance gets to dance with the hottest girl in school, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Look who I danced with." This
Yeah.
is very. This comes off to me as Tony Khan being a 6-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. How old is like? Look who called me. Guess who called me?
Well,
Like, first of all, hold on.
Kind of like you marked out a bit.
Wait. Let me finish a bit. That guy marks out for himself on a daily basis. But the thing is, it's like WWE didn't mention it. First of all, it's not the public's business what's going on behind what business is going on behind the scenes, whether it's between the two companies or not. I don't think it's the public's business personally, but
Right.
WWE didn't come out and be like, "Hey, we called Tony Khan," because who cares? It's just it really comes off to me like he's saying like, "Hey, look who called me! Like, look how important I am."
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Dude, like we get it. Like, they had to do that because of contract tampering if they didn't. But it just seems very like he lives in his mom's flexes. He lives in his mom's basement, which I get it. That's the whole concept of the podcast, which is hilarious. But yeah, it just I don't know. It just comes off so marky.
Maybe that's why he
liked
liked the name of the podcast. Like he can relate.
Well, that's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah, but I'm saying like Tony Khan's statement to me just comes off so like look at me, like look how great I am. They called me. Like, come on, like they called me.
Honestly, I think it's not that. I think he just wants to put it out there on record or whatever. Now, like, and then hoping at the same time that WWE probably would acknowledge that, okay, we are open. Like, Tony Khan is open to work with other companies. WWE is a lot more strict on that. Now, with Tony Khan,
I think WWE is the only company that's not an independent.
Now, but with Tony Khan making this statement, Vince and his people are more political, where they'll come out and say we cannot confirm or deny what he says. So
I don't think they would even address it. There's no reason for them to address it.
Yeah,
they're just asking. I mean, it's got nothing to do with Tony Khan personally. It doesn't matter who they're working for. If they're not under contract with WWE, they got to ask. But it's just like the fact that he announced it, like, just comes off so,
like, why did you feel the need that you had to announce it?
Right, like, look at me, number one, call me, and that's another thing. Him making a big deal and making an announcement over the fact that WWE called him sounds like, if you really fucking dig real deep into it, it almost sounds like he's acknowledging that he's not number one.
Yeah.
And he's like, number one, call me. Number one, call me.
It's like, okay,
that's true.
I see what you're saying. It's almost like saying, okay, you are a promoter of a wrestling event, of a show, and you're booking the talent to come in. So you nice wah, and you book some, and you book some big name to come in, and you just happen to be one of the workers, but you're garbage as hell. You are garbage as hell, but yet you are the champion of your own company.
Yeah.
And you book yourself in the main event against this name you're bringing in who can outwork you gloriously.
My God, how many times have each of us seen that?
But yet you put yourself over.
Yeah, how many times have each of us seen that?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Far too many times to count.
I'm sure Flex has seen that a ton of times. Yeah. Flex has a great point right here. Yeah, Khan is still a mark of money. He doesn't know when to keep it in his pants. He dropped the name and look impressive. It was an amateur move. He's absolutely correct. So I'm thinking like me and Flex are kind of along the same wavelength right now.
I try to look outside the box. That's me. I'm like even though I do see your point of view, I do think the way you and Flex thinks, but I try to keep myself a little bit more open to see different perspectives as well.
Let me say this.
Right.
On the other hand, what the hell is going on behind me? Is today Santa? Do you guys hear that? Oh my God.
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah, it's Santa on the fire truck day. I didn't even know that. Yeah, sorry. But let me just say,
damn you, Santa.
I absolutely think if it were the other way. I absolutely think if it were the other way around, that Vince McMahon would do the same thing. Like Tony Khan called me, but not in the same way. Vince McMahon, I think, would mean it like Tony Khan called me because he needs us for something. But the AEW is saying, well, they called us because they asked for permission.
It wouldn't be done on a podcast or anything. If anything,
right.
It would be more of a corporate.
He would do it on TV.
Well, it'd be a well-written corporate statement put out by the company on like their website and shit like that. Just
but it probably wouldn't. It might not even go public. It might just be something like WWE contacted AEW.
No, but here's the thing though. How many people actually go really on WWE and read their articles of business in their corporate section? Really, So everyone's too busy reading up the wrestling news sites and this and that and whatever is the big thing to popping up, So for you to put, it's like having a major newspaper and you got a big article, but you putting it like in the obituary section.
Yeah,
who the fuck's really gonna read that unless they're looking for someone that they know that died?
It's still corporate.wwe.com. I didn't even realize that website was still there. I haven't looked at this in years. But anyway, just to kind of
send your resume.
Just to kind of streamline all that. Yeah, it just comes off very bitchy to me. Like, hey, we hey, they called us. Like, who cares? To me, I think the hot girl.
It's true. Who cares? But
to me, I think like the hot girl to dance is like the perfect analogy, because like look who I dance with. Like,
I have a question for you guys as workers though, because
that's
Joe,
like
you were saying about
all the time.
I have a question for you guys because Joe, you were saying about WWE not being they're not independent, whereas AEW does go independent, with Impact and some other companies. Do you think it hurts WWE by not being more independent?
No,
like, do you think
it helps them? Because now, just throwing Randy Orton out there as an example. He's the first guy that came to mind. Randy Orton's special because he only works for one company. If he was out there, so here's my deal. This is just the way I was trained. I don't know if this is right or wrong. This is just how I was always taught. If guys work for you only, then that's exclusive. That's not necessarily an independent. But if your roster is not exclusive to you, then you're an independent. Like AEW to me is an independent company with TV, because their guys work everywhere. They work elsewhere. They work independents. They worked whatever, ROH, New Japan, Impact. So to me, that they're an indie with television and with billions of dollars. But
it's a superstar indie. But
to me,
I
there's
actually think
super
it's a
indie,
good
yeah.
thing, though. It's a good thing for the boys themselves because they can get the extra work, they can get the extra pay, merchandise, and all that other stuff. Which WWE they want to take control of everything you own, even though in their contracts they have you down as an independent worker, but they don't treat you like one.
Right. But yeah. So as far as WWE, I think it makes them more special if they're only working in one place. You know what I mean? If I only have,
It's like
oh
Sting.
yeah.
Dig it?
It's like Sting when it was with NWA.
Where's he?
Yeah. WCW for all those years. For all those years, and then finally after Vince bought him out, it still took him a lot of years just to give him the to work that Mania match against Triple H, which I think was me going back. I think that was total horseshit. He should have went over.
Yeah,
I agree.
You got an icon like Sting coming in. It just all it was doing was stroking
Triple H's ego.
It's either his ego or Vince or Vince's decision.
Yeah. But I also think it's good for the guys that are allowed to work other places like the AEW guys, for like what Chio said, paydays. Days where they're not necessarily booked an AEW show. Hey, let's not just go to the locker room and sit around do nothing while we watch the rest of the show. Maybe I can go somewhere else and work or get a match, get some experience or whatever it is. But at the same time, Tony, whoever the promoter is, whatever company, I'm just using Tony Khan as an example, he's also risking. If John Moxley goes out and works Game Changer next weekend, is he going to get hurt? Is he going to break something? Now he's off of my shows for the near future, which is another reason why I think WWE is the way it is. Is you can't go work. They used to let guys work independents
back in the day,
right? But I think somebody actually got hurt, and I think that's why they got rid of that. Cornette talks about this on his podcast a lot. It comes up a lot about what were the deals or what were some of the contracts when guys used to be able to work independents back in the day, and I think that's what happened. Somebody did something and got hurt, and they were like, Vince was like, "Well, shit, now they're off our shows for 3-4 months, so we can't allow this." I think that might be what happened.
That makes a lot of sense.
Let me close this window. This fat guy in the red suit is driving me nuts. It's only it's only December 12th.
They said it's not safe in Philly. I know that.
Well,
I can still hear it. Like I didn't even close the window. I can still hear that.
Well, that fat jolly guy in the red suit be going down on the Thanksgiving Day parade too. So I'm like, it's not even December yet.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This guy. Who booked this guy?
Yeah,
right.
It's scripted,
But yeah, you know what I mean.
Any final?
But you understand my points, right? It just feels.
Absolutely.
It just feels very look at me to me. Like I don't care. Like, you know what? It's like me being at the level I'm at. I'm just an independent guy, and I'm not even active anymore. It's like when I used to talk to King Kong Bundy once or twice a week over the phone, and he would call me and go, "Hey Joe, it's Chris," and it blew my mind that King Kong Bundy would call me and I'd be on a first name basis. Not only
pop that call and say and mention him by his own first name.
Not right.
Hey, this is Bundy.
Not only his first name but his real name. Like it's like if I went on Twitter and said like King Kong Bundy called me today. Who cares? Not once have I done that because A, I'm not a name dropper. B, who cares? It doesn't involve anybody else with me and him. And C, who cares? It just seems like Tony Khan is such a child. I get that he's only been in the business for what 2.5, 3 years now. I don't consider him in the business because he's got no training and no experience. He just has money, which to me doesn't give you money does not equal experience to me. I mean, if I had billions of dollars, I can open up a hospital. It doesn't suddenly make me a doctor, Or I can open a clinic, and that doesn't make me a doctor.
Fletcher right here about the guys working in transition to the next contract, because sometimes guys are trying to get where the company wants to re-sign them, and and maybe the contract ends, and then
there's Tony Khan right now calling Mikey.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Let me see what the heck that is. I don't know if it's the phone or someone ringing the bell.
It's Vince.
That sounds like a doorbell to you?
It's Vince.
He thinks that sounds like a doorbell.
I have no idea what the hell that sounds like.
Sounds like a phone to me.
So
Yeah,
there...
we're doing the podcast right now, Tony. We just talked about you.
Yeah, leave us alone. Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, Tony, we're talking about you right now. We're just doing the podcast.
Hey, yeah, really. Like,
Did he call
talk
you
to
to
us
tell
after
you
the
to
show,
cease
will
and
you?
desist? Did he tell you to cease and desist? We can't talk about it anymore.
No. No, what it was the kid from his mom's basement trying to book
Yeah. Can I
Mikey
get on the show?
Yeah.
Right.
Ja-
Sorry, buddy. We all have our own places, not our mom's basement.
all right. Before we go into our reviews of what we got to witness yesterday, is there any other news topics, anything that you possibly seen recently, or none? Well, there probably is,
Well, this
I
isn't
heard
like
something we
big.
could talk about.
but probably not
Okay.
major.
I heard something we could talk about. I don't know if it's major or not, but did you hear about the Elias news?
About them
Yeah,
dropping the
how
gimmick?
he's got a whole new look.
They dropped the gimmick because he looks too much like Randy Savage.
I always said
Yeah.
that.
My problem with this.
I
That's my
believe-
issue with that. That's my issue with this. He's always looked like Randy Savage. They never had a problem with his appearance before. How come suddenly now they have to make?
all he did was
Right,
carry a
especially
guitar.
like so many times he got over, right? And on people, it
He's
got
always
over,
looked
and
like Macho Man ever since he had the beard. He
who
always.
cares? Like,
I mean, he looks just like him, dude. Like scary, like similar to Macho Man. How come all of a sudden now it's a problem?
I wish all of a sudden they would have pushed that gimmick, like him almost like lead towards the look a little bit, start wearing the tights but not fully blown go
What the hell is
match.
this? What's this spammer in the chat room talking about?
They're chiming in over on YouTube.
YouTube. What is that? It's spam.
So they're putting some bullshit link on our thing, trying to get people to click on it and go.
Oh, don't click on that. It's garbage.
Well,
don't listen to me little.
Well,
you
can't. You can't click on that since it's just a comment. But as far as just typing it in your browser, or whatever.
That's what I mean. If you're on YouTube, don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
The WWE Peacock deal, Flex wants to know about. I actually literally just had this conversation yesterday with a friend of mine who said the same thing. Can you explain the Peacock thing to me? This is what I think, and I don't remember this, but I think. Well, first of all, the rumors that NBC wants to buy WWE, this is what started that. The fact that that Peacock is NBC streaming service and that they now own the domestic version of the WWE network. Everywhere else in the world, it's still the WWE network, a separate entity. Here, it's Peacock, and I think NBC just pays licensing to air all that stuff. Is that right?
And on top of that, then we actually lost a lot of footage from it going to Peacock. A lot of stuff is edited. A lot of stuff is taken out.
They're also not done putting everything on there, supposedly. So what I initially heard was that they were going to be done with everything, transferring everything from US WWE Network to Peacock by SummerSlam, and it's December, and they're still saying, yeah, we're not done yet. There's still a lot of footage we need to go through, blah blah blah. But to answer Flex's question, I think they just pay licensing to have all that content on their streaming network, at least in this country. And again, it's still WWE Network around the world. That part's weird to me because, like, what if I just go to Canada tomorrow? Can I just get WWE Network then? It's so weird to me. I don't understand how that part works.
Wait, now, okay,
it's like Bret Hart being a babyface in Canada. And
since you are on that, Flex says he doesn't watch really wrestling anymore and stuff like that.
Right.
But I gotta ask him. Let's say you are subscribing to WWE in the social media platform type stuff. Are you getting Peacock up there? Do you have to, or can you get the WWE, or is it the WWE network itself?
That's a good question.
So that is a good question.
I forgot that Flex was in Canada.
Yes.
Well, there you go, Joe. That will answer the question.
Wait, does it cost more because of the conversion rate between US dollars and Canadian dollars, or does it just cost more in general?
Yeah, it says the Peacock, but it costs more up there.
That's what I mean. Is it like it's five? So I pay the $5 a month, which gives me full access to everything Peacock. But I get ads on the non-WWE shows and stuff. If you pay $10, the ads are cut out. Or whatever,
well,
I
that's
just do
why
the
I
$5.
paid it. That's why I paid the $10 because when I
don't care about that.
Because I watch a lot of non
right. No, I know.
WWE.
But I'm saying
stuff,
I watch YouTube constantly, and I see ads all the time because there are ads all over every YouTube video. So I'm so used to like just seeing ads anyway. It doesn't bother me anymore.
See, I had that problem with Hulu when I was streaming on Hulu. Is every time it would go to one of those ads, it'll take forever for my show, whatever I was watching, to come back on. So I'm like, what the hell? It'd be buffering and then or log out and have to re-log back in. So I just said, you know what? I'm just gonna pay for no ads so I can just watch my shows straight through. And so it was a pain in the ass. All right. Mikey, you wasn't there for this. So I don't know if you want to stick around for the rest of this conversation because we're gonna be talking Pro Wrestling Magic where me and Mr. Joey Image was there. So it's totally up to you if you want to stick around or if you want to dip and start your Sunday, get ready for some football today, which our Birds are not playing, but you can watch other games.
Nope, they are not.
So, so just give me the heads up.
I will. I'll dip out and let you guys take over this.
Okay, and then
I'm not going to be much of a factor.
Okay,
I'll be a spectator.
Meanwhile, while we're doing this, you can get a head start for next week's show.
That's right.
Which then we still got all week. We got all week to find bullshit.
Get on the phone, Tony. What do you got? No.
Yo, so I'm looking at the conversion rate right now, right?
The what?
Flex just said that WWE Network in Canada is $30. So I'm looking at the conversion rate. $30 Canadian is $23.50 in the US, $23.57 in the US. So it's more. That's actually a lot more because it was $10 a month here.
That's ridiculous.
So $23.57 US is a lot, man, for something that we're all getting for $10. So I wonder if you use a VPN, if I can get that. If you know what a VPN is, it's basically a private network that makes your computer and your IP address look like it's coming from somewhere else. So I could turn mine on right now and just click on Cuba, and any website I go to will think I'm logging in from Cuba. So I wonder if I could do that and still get WWE Network footage.
There you go. Or
I have to try that.
Or try something overseas in Asia, something like that.
Maybe anywhere.
Maybe a lower rate because I was like looking at stuff online recently of stuff where like vacations and stuff and cheaper and there's a YouTube channel Nas Daily and he was over in Dubai with Steve Harvey. I actually posted that. I don't know if you saw it on my Facebook feed, where you can go there like like a 5-star hotel for like $44 a night.
Yeah, that's crazy,
dude. It's like you can get a whole like wardrobe outfit for like $8. You can get a little a whole nice meal for like $2 something. And the one guy sat down and he's like, for this here, I would pay like $20. You know, it's like all this stuff. Like, it's like you can even though some stuff are expensive, there are places where you can go that are cheap as hell.
Oh yeah.
And you be
it
makes me want to go to Dubai now.
A friend of mine was telling. Oh, I would love to go check that out. A friend of mine was telling me that he was in Persia for some reason. I don't know if he was stationed there when he was in service or whatever, but he was like, dude, 4 or 5-star hotels there are like $26 US. I'm like, that's insane.
Wow. That is insane, dude. That's crazy.
That's it. Me and Joey's going on a world tour. We're gonna be doing.
You know what?
We're doing pop-ups.
Flex brings up a good point. I could log in via a VPN, but once I would try to pay, it would see my address as US and say, "Screw off, kid."
I wonder if that would work if you use like a PayPal or
screw you, pal.
Yeah, actually that's true because you can use PayPal. I pay for Peacock on my PayPal.
Yeah.
So I wonder if I can do it that way. I
like
could
a
just
third-
make up another PayPal and
a third
I'll use
party.
Flex's address. 7R3 space GL2. They have all these weird zip codes over there.
Yeah. Don't wanna start putting out card PIN numbers, right, Joey?
Mhm.
I
I know what mine is. You know what mine is.
I know what yours is, and you know what mine is.
I don't. You think I remember that?
Because last night we were stupid like that.
I think it's close to mine.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump into Pro Wrestling Magic that happened live from the Knights of Columbus in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey, which just happened to be live on IWTV last night. I think they might have the replays already on today right now.
Yeah, they were advertising on Twitter this morning. It's already available.
Yeah. So
all right, fellas.
All right. See you
I'm
later,
gonna
Mikey.
dip out. Let you guys
brother.
take over this part of the show. See you later, guys.
All right, Mikey. Take
right.
care, man. Don't forget to
Cool.
put your pants back on.
Yeah, cool beans.
I need to say something wacky to lighten the mood.
I know. It happens.
Oh my
All right.
god. I like
now-
this breakfast and body slam thing where I get to have breakfast while I'm talking.
Yeah. It was like I had my coffee.
I had my tea and my protein bar.
Went in, came out.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so I'm not sure for the IWTV. I'm not sure if the pre-show. I know the pre-show was on last night for a short bit, but I don't know if they had the pre-show
on the replay.
On the replay broadcast.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So, and in that pre-show, we had Shane Fair's white glove party. I don't have the exact name of it in front
Yeah, I
of me.
forgot what he called it. The white glove pre-show affair or something like that.
It was something, but I love Shane. Great guy. I'll try to get him on the show today in the morning time, but his voice was hoarse. Because
he did a lot more talking last night than he normally does. Put it that way.
Well. He mentioned the day before he was speaking very loudly and it took a toll. So for him to make it through last night was you wouldn't even recognize, you wouldn't even see anything that was remotely wrong with him. He did an awesome job.
That's what I mean. I just meant that he talked a lot more because he did more than just ring announcing last night.
Oh yeah, yes, oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, your new Pro Wrestling Magic general manager, Mr. Shane Fair.
What happened to the previous general manager?
Oh, he stepped down.
I know.
Yeah,
I love that kid. I feel bad.
Yeah, he had stepped away, for personal reasons, but it's all good. It was nothing negative. It was all positive.
No, yeah. I love. By the way, Anthony, I love you, brother. I love that kid.
Yeah.
That guy's always been so good to me. I wrestled him. God, I didn't even know this, but Ref Joe, who is a distant relative of Steve Off and Anthony, found pictures of me, and I don't know who my partners were, in a 6-man against Anthony, Ref Joe, and Steve Off from like 2006 or something like that at BWO in Garfield. And I didn't even know we wrestled, and he found pictures of it. I'm like, this is insane. I didn't even know about this. Oh my God, snowing. I'm so sorry, bro.
Snow? What snow? I don't know about that yet.
Yeah, nothing yet here, but take care, brother. Thank you again for hanging out with us, and thanks again for that interview last week or the week before. It was so awesome, absolutely priceless.
You know what? I appreciate that Flex tunes into us quite often.
Yeah,
it's showing the love and support that he's given our platform, our broadcast here for Body Slams, and that's his way of giving back to. I'm like, not to the business, but to us as people, as close friends and stuff. Just tuning in, even just for a little bit, giving us his comments and feedback. It's it's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
So jumping back into that pre-show, the opening match was we got to see Robbie Radke and his partner. I want to say because they didn't seem like they were on the same page.
No.
Abs taking on Chris Ryan and Pro Wrestling Magic's exclusively young boy Lawrence. So
yeah, interesting match. Interesting events after the match.
oh yes, with that well not actually during the end that led to the finish of the match.
Yeah.
Seeing Radkey and Abs having some choice words and then just laying out Abs for Ryan and young boy Lawrence to pick up the victory there.
Yeah.
You know, to me it was one of those I don't want to say thrown together matches, but it was pre-show and like and you got guys like
Well, didn't Abs and Radke team at the last show or no?
no, I don't
I
believe
don't
they
remember.
did.
I know Abs teamed with somebody last time. I
I
thought
don't
it was.
believe they did. But this was a good experience for guys like young boy Lawrence because he's freshly new in the business. He's
How long has he been? Is he still training that kid?
I believe he's maybe. I'm not sure.
I wonder how long has he been wrestling now?
I honestly I'm not sure. This is like probably the second match I think I seen him.
Oh wow. Okay.
Me
Well,
personally.
yeah, me too. Because I saw him at the last show.
Yeah. So he's getting his feet wet, working the pre-shows. And
Can I give him some advice if he's listening?
go ahead. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be a dick, but I saw it. I saw it at the last show. I don't remember about last night, but after his match, he was out sitting by the GoPro table where the commentary is. Last show. Give it like 3 or 4 matches before you do that, and sell while you're out there. Because I kind of just saw him sitting there talking to them, and just kind of hanging out. And actually, that may have been last night.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I mean.
Actually, I think with him being the young boy of a company, I think it was actually putting extra work in besides his match. I think he might have been.
Yeah, no, I know.
Helping with production, so
he was helping. He was helping ring crew too last night. And
he
was
ramp. He was all over the place. That kid.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you've already had your match and you're going to go into the crowd, which I don't agree with to begin with, but if you're going to go out in the crowd, just sell a little bit.
Yeah. So he's out there paying his dues though, but I'll give him that much credit though. But yeah, so match number 2 was besides that dual singles match, as it was called.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was a dual.
The brand new GM announces a singles match and then introduces 2 tag teams.
Yeah.
And he comes to the back and I go, "Was that a singles match?" He said, "Well, it was a dual singles match. Like it was like 2 singles matches going on at the same time." Let me just say before we even get into this entire show, as a GM, I was the GM of GSW when we were still active. So as a GM of a promotion myself, I gotta say that Shane did a hell of a job last night as on his first day on the new job. I think he did great, and I'm looking forward to a lot more from this guy.
Yeah,
GM.
He has a great head on his shoulders.
And of course, Shane, if you're listening, if you're watching, you ever need any advice? I mean, I've been GM since 2016, January 2016. So it's about I got a couple years on you, man, and I've been in the business for over 20 now. Actually, what is today? Today's December 12th.
You can take him under your wing.
Today's December 12th, so exactly 1 week from today, December 19th, will mark my 21 years in the business. I started December 19th, 1999. Hey, we should have a big celebration on the show next week.
There you go. I think only one time ever I was a GM for a show, and that was it. Well,
I've never done like the guest GM thing where you only do it for one night, but I did the GSW thing since January 2016. So yeah, Shane, you ever need any advice? You ever need a right hand man? You ever need someone to kill somebody for you? I mean, I'm Italian, so
All right, and then match 2 of the pre-show. 2 gentlemen we got to see for the very first time. GKM beat man, I'm gonna butcher this name.
Yosifer L.
Yosifer L.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. I don't even know what GKM stands for.
Yeah, me neither. It's my first time seeing him. I
know if me and you were called GKM, we'd be the geriatric killing machine.
Sounds good. I like it.
Geriatric killing machines.
I gotta add the S on the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very intrigued by Yosifer's when he came in, his presentation of coming to the ring and stuff like that, and his gear and stuff like that. I was waiting for him to hit the husk, like the berserker, but I didn't get to. I did not get to see that. I was a little disappointed in that part. So, kid,
and Brody did it too.
Yeah. If you are listening, please incorporate that. I actually like that. But I still don't know what the character is. I didn't really ask him or anything to find out.
I don't know if it was a character of that. I didn't see that guy before or after his match, so I don't know where he came. I know he didn't come out from the back because we were back there with the sound equipment and stuff. So I don't know where he came from. Did he? Because I didn't see him until he got in the ring.
He came.
But I didn't actually see where he came from.
He climbed up on the ramp. Crawling on his hands and knees, and he crawled. Yeah. He came through the crowd.
Wow, I missed this completely.
Climbed up on the ramp, and then he crawled towards the ring.
I missed that completely, and I didn't see him after the match either. So I don't know where he went. If he just, took off. Maybe he was embarrassed that he lost. I mean, I don't really know what happened, but I know GKM won. So I'm thinking maybe he was embarrassed or he was ashamed or something. But I didn't see him before or after, so I don't know where he came from, where he went.
Well, here's for the main show. We kicked off with actually, you know what? This whole night was all the wrestling was mainly like all championship type status type matches.
Well, this is their biggest show every year, so
yeah. So the it's like Clash of the Champions. But the first match on the main show wasn't even a title match. It was supposed to be. The tag team champs did not show up, which was MSP. So we don't know what happened there. But instead, and by the way, the people missed out. They didn't get to see the ladder. It was supposed to be a TLC match. Wait, was it TLC or a ladder?
Right, no, ladder match. Yeah,
ladder match.
That's right. I forgot all about that actually.
But instead, it got converted. Since they didn't make it, it was to declare the Pro Wrestling Magic #1 contenders for the Tag Team Championship, and which you got to see Hispanio Unido. I'm not sure how you pronounce it.
I don't remember. Españoles Unidos.
I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah, I'm Puerto Rican. I can't even pronounce
Unidos, I think, something like that.
Yeah, but it was Azrael and Trey Felipe.
Yeah.
Taking on the Brick City Boys and Meat Locker. And Meat Locker was the odds-on favorite going in, being the former tag team champions.
I love those guys, by the way. I love Adam Payne. Adam Payne asked me. Sorry, he doesn't use his first name anymore. Payne asked me last time I saw him which was at the last show. He's like, let me ask you the difference between seeing me on day one and seeing me now. And I was like, worlds apart, complete, huge difference.
Yeah. Oh, you're right there. Don't be dying on me.
Yeah. No, I'm good. But and Wrecking Ball Legursky is a guy that I think last night was the first time we ever actually met in person and spoke in person. Was when you and I arrived at the building. But so him I've seen before. I think at the Monster Factory, and I was like, "Yo, this guy is good. He's real good."
He also worked with Invictus.
Yeah, but the first time I saw him, I think, was a few years ago at the Monster Factory, and I tweeted something like, "Yo, this guy's really good, especially for his size. I keep an eye on him." And he had retweeted it and said thanks or something like that. But that was it. And then at the last show, when I got there, I was like, "Oh, that's Wrecking Ball right there," and we still never talked. I didn't want to interrupt them going over their stuff or whatever. And then he left before I got a chance to see him, but he saw my tweet about that night and followed me and whatever, followed each other. But I think last night was the first time I ever actually spoke to him in person. But those guys are real good. And like I said, Adam or Payne, I've seen since literally day one when he first came in to the Ace Pro Wrestling School and started training. And man, those guys are just real good. Could you? I mean, I don't know. I can't think of. I was just saying, could you think of just a physically more fucking like a bigger tag team on the independents right now that these guys could possibly go against?
Currently, right now, no, I cannot think because the independents is so wide around.
They're like the new Twin Towers.
Well, more like the natural disasters.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was thinking that Twin Towers have a big big
Boss
Man
Man
fan.
and
Yeah,
Hakeem. Yeah.
but I could see the
I
Natural
actually
Disasters.
back
Yeah.
then I actually liked that pairing of Boss Man and Hakeem.
Oh, I loved it. I thought they were awesome
I
together.
love it. Like them, the Natural Disasters, and I like the colossal connection between Andre and Haku.
Yeah. Hey, Andre.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey.
I liked all three of those teams.
Yeah.
I liked all three of those teams.
Yeah. So in that match we got to see the low blows, dual low blows on both Meat Locker guys.
Yeah.
So they basically dropped to their knees, rode to the outside, and Azrael and Trey Felipe picked up the victory on the Brick City Boys to become the #1 tag team contenders for the PWM Tag Team Championships, which is
what?
Currently held by MSP.
Before this show started, I saw Azrael at the 7-Eleven down the street. He was nice enough to take a picture with me and give me an autograph. What a good guy.
I tried to get him to buy all of our snacks, but that wasn't happening.
At the last show, me and Azrael had a conversation where I've known him for years too, and we were having a conversation about, we were like reminiscing about when we both worked for Ace Pro Wrestling in their first arena, and there was no dressing room or locker room. We had to go onto a fire escape stairwell and get dressed in there, and it was like 30 guys, balls flapping around and nipples hanging, and we used to all have to get changed in there and like put our bags somewhere where we can find them later, and nobody else would see them, and we had to remember where they were and everything. It was insanely, what's the word? Claustrophobic. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
But I love that guy too. He's been around for so many years, and he's also he's a guy that I don't know why is not on like an AEW or like a TNA.
Well,
division
he
or
actually did an AEW show.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm talking like a regular guy there.
Yeah, signed yet or anything.
Yeah.
Next up, we got to see
Joe Gacy. I mean,
no, we got to see an outside company's title being defended with Battle Club 5 Points Championship. The champion Steve Pena, which he was actually a part of the group with Donovan and Azrael and Trey Felipe.
Yeah.
He was actually in helping them out towards the end there in that match, but he couldn't wait because he was around ringside, but when he got in, he could not wait for his match. So he got in the ring, grabbed the microphone, and start calling out his opponent to get the match on right there, right now, which just happens to be Bobby Ocean. My first time ever meeting Bobby, seeing Bobby.
Me too.
Very, very respectful.
Yeah, I noticed that. Super like professional and respectful and like down to earth. Hello, sir. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, come on, man. Sir is way above me, man. I'm way beneath that word.
Yeah, he went out there. He tried to get the fans behind him. I guess the fans were a little leery because his first time being there, and then on top of that, it worked in his advantage because the fans really dislike Steve Pena, so it kind of worked in Bobby's advantage. But Steve at the end, he capitalized on Ocean. And he just kept willing away while Ocean was down.
Crap out of him.
Yes.
He
managed to retain his Battle Club 5 Points Championship by knockout. That's right. He could not continue.
Those shots that Pena was giving to Ocean, that's another thing that makes me happy I'm retired. I don't have to deal with stuff like that anymore because, man, he just wouldn't let up until Ocean was out, dude.
Yes.
The ocean was out of water, man. The ocean had been dried up.
I did not even think about it. I'm glad you're.
I didn't either.
You're quick on demand. Like, boom, Joey, we need something.
I'm not that quick because this was like 12 hours ago, and I just thought of it now.
And up next we had another non Magic championship match.
Yes, with 4 guys I love.
As the yes, some shit went down in this one. For the standalone wrestling tag team championships, your champions, the Rep, defended against American Murder Society, and the Rep went over. Now, honestly, I don't know how Steve Off did it. He was getting his ass handed to him by the Rep. Like you could you don't have to be face to face with him. You could see his mannerisms in the ring, whereas like his mind was in left field where he could not know where the fuck he was just moving on instinct out there.
Yeah.
You know?
I wasn't thrilled with what happened after this match, but
yeah.
let me just say I didn't get to see the Rep. I saw the Rep on the last show. I didn't get to see them, talk to them. They left to go to another match that night. So when I came in last night and they were in the ring already, or no, it might have been when we came back from 7-Eleven. They were there. They had gotten there. They weren't there yet when we got there. But when we came back from the store, the first thing that Nate did, he was in the ring. At first, he was put a hand out, man. Oh man,
yeah.
I'm so sorry I didn't get to see you last time. And then Dave was laying in the corner, Dave McCall, and he said the same thing. He reached up, shook my hand, said, man, I'm sorry we didn't get to see you last time. I love those guys. I've known those guys for a long time. We've worked together at Keystone Wrestling in Plymouth, Pennsylvania in like 2011 and 12. Hilarious stuff actually happened at that show with me and them. And we still laugh about it to this day, but I love those guys. But I got to say, the way, same thing with the last show, the way that they beat American Murder Society, like physically beat them. I don't mean won the match, but I mean the way they physically beat them. Like, Rep, like, guys, I thought you guys liked white people, man. What's going on? Chris, it made me like afraid to go say hello to them again after the match, and I didn't get a chance to.
It's probably payback for them getting getting lowballed in their bookings, baby. Like, we know how you promoters are and this and that. We're gonna take it out on the competition in the ring.
Didn't they wrestled them at the last show too?
Yes, and they beat the piss out of them too there at the last show.
I think that's why I said the same. I said the same joke last time.
Why would you put yourself in that predicament? But I think it's just because they wanted that championship. That's all. AMS figured they need to step their game up, come back after that first loss against the Rep, and try to redeem their name and take those titles from the Rep. But it failed. It totally failed. Did not happen. And afterwards, after the Rep beat him, Alex and Steve, they're trying to console each other in the middle of the ring. Okay, we came in, we did our business, we'll take the L, but Alex was more or less like, but you're gonna take another L for this team. Yeah. And he just started manhandling Steve, which Steve was already jacked up from the entire match anyway.
Yeah.
In his state of mind.
Plus, they lost the last match. Didn't they lose the last match also, or no?
Well, they
lost last time they wrestled the Rep.
Yeah.
So I know Alex was pissed about that to begin with, but this was like I like those guys together. But man, I can't wait to see what they do against each other. That's going to be some brutal stuff, man.
Yeah. I know after last night, I don't know if with all the shots that Steve, I'm like, us in the business, we're constantly taking headshots and stuff, and and we're always getting injured. But as far as Steve goes, with the brutality that was taken forth onto his body and the way he was, and he wasn't there. He was you can tell even when he came back through the curtain, he had that glazed look in his eye. He'll talk to you, but the lights are on, but no one's home.
Yeah.
So I hopefully he got.
I didn't get a chance to speak to him after the match. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I even saw him until the entire event was over.
Yeah, when I was done packing up and I was getting ready to leave, I seen him uh leaving the building, going straight to his car. Really didn't have no words for anybody. He was he looked like he was shooken up a little bit, got his bags and stuff, but you know, hopefully he went to the hospital and got checked out last night.
Yeah.
So and all we can do is wish him the best, and hopefully on and
You know what?
hopefully we see him next
He
month.
he looked a little bit like dazed, and it reminded me of when WWE showed the zoom in close up shot of Brock Lesnar after he did the shooting star press to Kurt Angle, and he
Yes,
landed on his head, and he
exactly.
looked like he was like all dazed, didn't know what the hell was. He was looking up for Sting, didn't know didn't know what was going on. That's kind of what Steve's expression reminded me of last night
Yeah,
after that
yeah,
match.
yeah. And the thing is, when he has that look where you're just looking up in the air and the rafters, you can't hide
Yeah,
that
you
kind of
can't
stuff.
hide from the face paint.
Yeah. All right. The next match I am actually really looking forward to talk about
Yeah.
is the Dark Arts Championship match. As your champion, Everett Cross, which uh I love this kid. He surprises me every time he goes out there. But the bigger surprise of this match that I couldn't wait on was the second debut of Robert Martyr, which
Second
we got.
debut. What does that mean?
Well, we got to see
Second
him.
appearance.
Well, yeah.
Oh, actually, this would be the third appearance because he was on both shows last time.
Was he? Oh,
Saturday and
yeah,
Sunday, yeah.
that's right. He was
Forgot about
on.
that.
Yeah, he was on.
Sunday and Saturday.
Yeah.
I
So
forgot all about that.
me too. I thought it was just a one-time thing.
Yeah, you know what? I forgot there was even a show on Sunday last. I said last show so many times, but I never said which one I was talking about. I forgot there was a Sunday also. I was thinking of just Saturday.
So the kid impressed me so much at the last two shows.
Yeah, I love that guy, Robert Martin.
So
Yeah,
and then when I found out he was coming on this one, I got a little bit excited. And then, that for being only 20 years old, that kid got skills.
You're old enough to be his grandfather. I'm old enough to be his father.
Fuck you. Nah, I'm actually old enough to be his father because I'm only a year older than you, jackass.
You caught that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He said he had his first pro match when he was 14. He's been training since then, so he's been working for 6 years. So if you just look.
Well, in Florida, there's no age limit down there. That's like
that's
like Jersey and Delaware.
Jersey's 18.
Is it?
Yeah,
18
it was when I started. I don't know about now, but Jersey was 18 when I started.
I know Delaware. There's no age limit down there.
So if you think of if you think in your mind of a guy that's been wrestling for 6 years, he's good. But if you think of a guy that's been wrestling for 6 years and is only 20 years old, he's great. Like I think the fact that a ton of guys have been wrestling for 6 years. When you put in the fact that he started at 14 and he's only 20 years old, I think that makes him a lot better than good, even great. And that guy he's great in the ring. He's great with the crowd. He's a great guy to just sit and talk to. I mean, I sat with him for an hour last night. The final.
Oh yeah,
the last
35
minutes of the show. He sat with us and just BSing for a while, telling us about his famous mom who dated Kenny King and
his dad,
supermodel aunt and his dad and
the baseball.
That's right. He was on the Red Sox. He said he was the Boston Red Sox for 2 seasons. I don't remember his father's name. I don't think I asked actually, but just a real good dude. For a guy whose family clearly maybe not comes from money. I don't know about that, but comes from some sort of public figure lifestyle, like the supermodel aunt and the father that's an MLB guy and the mother who sort of dated a famous guy or whatever it was. The other way around, sorry. The aunt dated Kenny King. So he's got at least 2 or 3 family members that have been in the public eye before he started wrestling.
Yeah.
For a guy to grow up with that kind of surrounding him and his family, he is amazingly
And
humble.
and
He's not
and
like, he doesn't walk around like with a sign saying my dad was an MLB guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's amazingly humble and respectful and professional, and that kid is going to go right to the top of the business. I would say within 5 years, I'd say that kid will have a contract somewhere on.
yeah,
I want to say within 3 years he'll have a
he
contract
kind
on
he
TV somewhere.
he kind of reminds us of a Brian Danielson, Dean Malenko type, serious, no
Yeah,
nonsense type worker when he's in there.
yeah,
When he's in there, out there in the ring.
yeah,
But
yeah,
just
yeah,
like but like guys like Dean Malenko, they said he was a heckler backstage.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
but you know, he sat, he was humble, he talked with he laughed with us, we told stories, and and just like me, he's like I thought he was Italian. Come to find, he's just a Heinz 57. He has a little bit of everything of
He
nationality.
said
So
he said he's half Puerto Rican, half or 20, a
uh,
quarter black and a quarter something else.
Irish, and
Oh,
then
Irish.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was a little bit of everything, and then
Yeah, he's like, my mother is this and this and this, and my father is this, and this, and then that, and I'm like, wow, how do you mix all that together, man? That's insane.
And the big thing is, like, the fact that you mentioned about him being 20 years old and having 6 years experience is that's where the advantage comes into play
Oh yeah, he's got another
when
40 years in the business, 30
well
years at least.
because when talent lives in a state where there's no age limit,
Right.
they had that advantage to get the training, start working shows early.
Yeah.
But and then when you compare it to a guy who has to go, you can't be 18 until you work in the state. So the guy's training or whatever time, then he's working. Okay, you're 18, you're working in the state. Okay, it's your first year in. You got another 18-year-old coming
Yeah.
in from out of state and let's say 14. Oh, I got 4 years in the business. Oh, what? You're 18 years old. You're the same age as me. And you got four. Well, because he started,
Yeah. Well, it's like I
it-
said. I've said this before. When I first started, I started at 23 years old, which is way too late. About 10 years after I wanted to start, but the kid that was my tag team partner my whole first year, he was 13, and his
yeah.
mother had to come to every single event because his parents were divorced. His mother was his legal guardian. She had to come to every single training session and event that we did and sign a waiver that
Ah,
she gives him permission, even though he's underage by the state. That if she signs this, the state's cool with it. So she had to sign permission slip like 4 or 5 nights a week when he was there, and then once or twice a month for his shows when we did events or whatever. But uh yeah, but yeah, Martyr started training in Orlando where they don't have that law, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Me. Fortunate enough, like, fortunate and unfortunate for me is like, uh, is like, I started when I was 18, my first match and stuff, but I couldn't work because in Pennsylvania you had to be 18, but I did have at least 3 years prior training. So I trained
Yeah.
basically for 3 years before I had my first match. So
Right.
so I was basically somewhat in ring good, but not presentation wise or working in front of crowds because I didn't have the opportunity to work in front of crowds. So I was still learning that part of the in front of crowds. But other
Yeah.
than that, doing the stuff in the ring, the moves, I was there.
Right.
But yeah, Robert Martyr. If you don't know who he is, look him up.
Yeah, look him up.
Look him up.
He is
Yeah,
such a great wrestler, man.
I definitely gotta hit him up. I would love to have him as a guest on the show, speaking from his perspective of being that young till where he is now, and that in that uh it's a long time frame, 6 years for anybody.
Yeah.
For a guy who's been for a while, but at the same time, for others who are like just freshly like 20 or whatever like that, it's short, like I said, from 18 to 20, but yeah,
Yeah.
but for him it's a long time frame for being in this. So that there was an awesome match. Everett Cross picked up the victory, retained his dark arts championship, and we will see. I'm hoping we see a lot more of Robert Martyr.
Yeah, at Pros and Magic.
Next up was Keys to the Kingdom, which I hope they I hope they changed the locks. GM Shane Fear.
Why? Because I had the key.
Yeah, he left it in your control. I don't know what happened there. I know what happened. The key went missing from our table, and the referee ended up having it in the middle of the ring. Then when they started off the match, we got to see two glorious, I want to say it like that, ring entrances. One by the cinematic superstar himself, Jay George.
Yeah.
And the other one by Darius Carter. Oh my God. I thought, when these two came out and they were face to face in the ring, I'm like, where's the paparazzi? We need them around ringside. Unfortunately, JoJo Photos was not there last night, so we didn't get that would have been a hell of a shot seeing that. That there, them face to face was a movie poster waiting to happen. So, but we also got to see the Shamrock Shooter himself, Killian McMurphy, coming to the ring with Big Dust in his corner, as well as a surprise fourth competitor, because it was supposed to be Ace Romero, but AC Baby was I guess up in Connecticut. He was, I guess, his ride or whatever, or unfortunate circumstances prevented him from making it to the show.
I don't know what happened.
So they replaced him with El Oso Blanco Bruno. That's right. He's
El Oso Blanco means the white bear, right? Am I right? Or can you translate that for me?
Why you ask me to translate? I don't speak Spanish. I mean,
I don't
just
know.
because I'm putting
it could also mean.
I see where this is going. Just because I'm brown, you're gonna assume I speak Spanish. So now that I say I don't speak Spanish, you're just gonna look at me and discuss, like, hey, so what kind of Latin are you, huh?
You ain't brown. You're the same shade as me. That's what I said to Robert Martin when he told me he's part black. He's black. I go, what?
I thought he was Italian.
I said, man, you're lighter than I am. He's like, yeah, but here's all my family pictures. I'm like, all right, you're definitely a black guy, or at least partial. But I think also Blanco means like the white bear, or it means very white, like so Blanco, like you're so white that you're Bruno. Yeah. I don't know what that means.
You know what?
Why is Lou Bruno so tall?
Because you're so short.
I can't. 6'9". That's in.
I'm 5'9". You can't be the same height as me.
I'm
taller than you.
No, I'm 5'8". I'm saying he's 6'9". That's crazy. Like him, Ben Bishop that I met at Invictus, Pretty Boy Smooth I met at Invictus. They're all three of those guys are 6'9". That's nuts to me, dude. Like I couldn't imagine being booked against him because I would just like as soon as the bell rings, I would just leave the ring. Like just count me out, man. I can't. I'm done. Like this ain't.
You're doing the AARP gimmick.
Maybe I could do that. Yeah, then I won't have to take any bumps. Bell rings. All right, I'm done, man. Sorry. This guy's 6'9", 2 whatever he is, 220, 250, whatever it is. But like I can't compete with that.
Formerly known as the Meadowlands Monster, Lou Bruno, now El Oso Blanco Bruno, showing support for his Cuban heritage.
Interesting trivia. Interesting trivia note. El Oso Blanco Bruno and myself went to the same high school. Not together. I graduated in 95. He graduated, I think he said in 2002 or 3. But yeah.
So you're old.
I'm 26, 27. I'm getting up there almost 30.
Yeah. Bruno was a bat out of hell in there. He was whooping everybody's ass from the sound of the gong, not bell, but from the gong. He was just laying waste to everybody. Eventually, we had some unfortunate circumstances where some outside interference start beating the hell out of Bruno, and Bruno was fighting back, and they battled all the way to the back, which left it with only 3 competitors in there. I don't know what happened to Bruno. There's no word. They could have battled down to the locker room, to the outside, for all we know. It ended up being Darius, Killian, and Jay George. I was sure. I swear to God, hands down, I was so sure that Jay George was gonna take this match by hook or crook. Because he just been so sneaky with the way he has things. I thought the advantage was going to go to Killian with him having Big Dust out there, but I honest to God, I was feeling Jay George was going to pull it out, but no, unfortunately, someone I can't deny, Darius Carter picked up the victory and the keys to the kingdom, and that's your boy, that's your homie right there, Darius Carter.
Yeah, last night was the first event I was at that he was at that I didn't see him or talk to him or anything. I saw him when he got in the ring. I saw him when he got out, and I didn't see him or speak to him before or after. I felt like a little part of me died inside. I didn't get to say hello. I didn't get to give Darius my hug and my handshake before or after. But he clearly didn't need that because he still beat the heck out of everybody and won.
Don't worry. But before I left the building, I had the opportunity to walk up, shake his hand, and so
where the hell was he? I didn't even see him. He may have still been in the dressing room getting changed when I was.
Well, you left before I did.
Yeah.
You left. It was before I left though, so I did that. But yeah, hell of a match. He has the keys to the kingdom, which is a hell lot later than carrying a damn Money in the Bank briefcase around.
Oh,
this key will give you can skip the line. No rankings of you got to be ranked this or that, whatever, or number one contendership. This here puts you at instant title shot contendership.
See, I thought that key was the key to the new GM Shane Fair's house.
I don't know.
I thought that was the key to his house. So
in other words, I thought it was the old house to Anthony's house.
Well, it was, and I texted him a picture of me holding it last night. I was like, I found the key to your house. And he's like, don't shoot. But what was I going to say? Yeah, didn't Darius win Keys to the Kingdom last year?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there for Keys.
Or was there not? Did they not do it last year because of COVID?
I don't know. I literally start working.
Okay, because I thought that he had already.
I started working for them this year, so
yeah.
Okay. But
anyway.
I'm sorry.
No.
I can't tell you. I can't inform you because I wasn't working with Magic at that time.
Yeah, no, all good.
Now, if I had the opportunity of getting some of the past announcers like Jimmy Riot, Rob Williams from Bob Culture podcast, I could have got Shane Fear, but it was a long night for them.
Yeah.
I could have had them on here and but they had other obligations and stuff like that. I really like to get Riot on here. He has a great personality when you just talk to him and stuff like that. He's and he's very informative. He has his knowledge. He has his history of pro wrestling magic, what's going on. So one day I would love to have him on here after the day after a pro wrestling magic show. I'm gonna have to look into that for the next one.
Yeah.
And we got to see Vinny Pacifico. He did cut a promo. He unfortunately he could not wrestle that night, but he will be medically cleared by the time the next show in 2022, and he announced he wants himself in the Rumble, the Chad Adams
Memorial
Rumble, which I think me and you can get in that Rumble. I really do.
How do I get out of it then?
Roll under the I don't know. Maybe just don't get in. But he also made one other announcement, which GM Shane Fair approved. He actually put a challenge out that saying he wants Davey Richards.
Yeah,
he wants Davey Richards January 22nd, 2022 at the Knights of Columbus in Ridgefield Park against Davey Richards and Vinny Pacifica 1-on-1 in the ring. And Shane Fair said, you got it. Well, let's see. Even though he said you got it, you still gotta get with Richards. You gotta talk to his people. You gotta dot the I's, cross the T's. make sure all the dollar signs look good, book the flight, hotel, all that stuff. You know how these superstars are. So, but
I mean, I guess I've never been one, so
I really would love to see his match. I would love to see Richards face to face for the first time. I watched a lot of his stuff online. Uh and you know, with the stuff he does outside the ring is awesome. As far as
oh, Davey Richards is the firefighter stuff. You mean?
yeah.
And
Well,
him versus
ain't
technology.
ain't he a paramedic for the firefighters?
Something like that.
Yeah, or EMT or something.
I forget exactly which, but I know I think
He's something
he works
along
for the
that
fire
route.
department. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole technology thing, we'll just pay him in Bitcoin.
Did you see the video that he put out the other day?
The one in Best Buy with the
Yeah, or
GoPro, his
Walmart,
wife.
whatever it was,
Yeah.
the GoPros.
Yeah, he's
Where
like,
do his wife's like, yeah, the GoPros right. Where do I put the tape? I don't
yes,
understand.
that part
What?
got me. I was
Oh,
dying. I was
Jimmy.
dying. Oh yeah, easy. Sorry for the inconvenience, folks. Joe Eamon's over there is dying. He's hacking on his breakfast.
Yeah, when I put the microphone up, it mutes it, so you should be able to. Not
Yeah,
hear it.
I know, but it's just
But
just watching.
yeah. Where do I put the tape? And can't we just buy VCR? They got to be like $20 by now, right? I love that's funny shit.
All right, and then following up that we have.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. What if Vinny Pacifico comes out to the ring with a GoPro? Davey Richards is scared and begs off, and he gets counted out because he runs away. Vinny, if you're watching, I'll give you that one, okay? You can have that idea for free. No royalty fees, no licensing fees, no copyright fees. You can have that idea. In fact, I've got 3 GoPros, the 7, the 8, and the 9. I'll bring one of them with me. You can bring it to the ring. Just hold it up. Richards will come out and say, oh my crap, I don't know what to do, and take off. He doesn't like technology. He doesn't like the GoPros, clearly, because he doesn't know where to put the tapes. So I'll give you that one, all right? Thanks.
It should be a manager now for Vinny.
I don't know. I'm kind of partial because I drove Richards to the airport once a few years ago, and we had a really good conversation about wrestling. So now I kind of like the guy.
Oh man, got to watch out for you now.
Yeah, so I don't know whose side I would be on. I don't know if I can be fair.
After that, we were leading up to the Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Championship. It was actually a triple threat title. We got to see Becca, instead of an E, it's a 3. Becca made her way to the ring. I still I still spell it with the E when I put the
of course
reports in, which I think I gotta start putting the 3 in there. I don't know. But if I do that, they might start looking at me like, did he just send a misprint of it? But
right,
I don't know. I'll try it next time. I'll put the 3 in and see what they do. See if they put it in like that. So Becca's in the ring, waiting for entrant number 2. We hear the music hits. We're waiting. The crowd's waiting. Becca's waiting. Shane's like, what the hell's going on? Like, okay, music ends and music hits again. So we try it a second time. We're waiting. Finally. Next thing you see, Becca hits the mat hard because her feet get swept out from her from behind. Coming in from the opposite side of the building was Masha Slamovich.
Yeah.
A good friend of yours, Joseph.
Yeah, that she was the one that walked up and called me Joseph. I'm like, that's weird. Chio calls me that, and my mother calls me that. That's really it. I love that chick. She's awesome. I've known her for many, many years, since like 2010. And she has just, I don't want to say surprised me, because I always knew she had the passion for this. She always talked to me about it when, 10, 11 years ago, whatever it was. But man, has she just every weekend, every day. I mean, I'm hearing her name all over the place. She's everywhere. She's worked for, every company you could think of, every independent you could think of. She worked for AEW. I mean, the last time I was at an AEW show was September in Newark, and I seen her there. She worked Hikaru Shida in an awesome match. Man, she's all over the place, dude. I mean, she deserves it. I'm afraid she's gonna forget about little guys like me that are insignificant when she's
Ain't
way at the
nobody can
top.
forget about Joey Image. Ain't no one can.
I'm sorry, folks. Sorry for that.
The Italian hero. We can't forget about you.
Yes.
Never.
Sorry about that, folks.
So Masha's out there. She's going to town on Becca right away before the match even starts. She's beating the hell on. Next thing you know, music hits again. Out comes the Magic Women's Champion Jordan Blade. Comes storming down the rampway, tosses the belt, and tosses. We saw that. We're like, what the?
Yeah.
She goes down, chases after Masha, and the match is underway. All hell's breaking loose here. With Masha's advantage on top of Becca from the door, and then you got Jordan as she's running down. She's already wasting her energy just getting to the ring by running, and adrenaline's flowing just to get at Masha. So it's working in Masha's advantage right there throughout the match. Hard hitting between Jordan and Masha being the two hardest hitters in this match. I don't know how Becca was managed to hold her own with these two ladies out there. It really surprised the hell out of me. Now, going back and forth, hands down, your girl, Masha. Yo, I thought, me personally, I thought she was gonna walk out as a new Magic Women's Champion, but Jordan capitalized where Masha was out the picture, and she capitalized on Becca, the weaker link of the three women in that match, and she made her tap out, submit at the end there. So your reigning, defending Pro Wrestling Magic Women's Champion, exactly, Jordan Blade.
I like her a lot.
Like I give big ups and kudos though to Becca though.
Yeah.
I've been seeing her name out there everywhere now.
Yeah, you know what? Similar to what I said about Masha, Becca's worked AEW also more than once. And Masha's worked more than once also, but I've only seen her in person once. But both of them are working AEW shows. They're working all over the place. Both of them seeing their name. I'm just partial to Masha because I've known her for, like I said, 11, 12 years now. And they're both doing awesome. I mean, it's what a time to be in wrestling right now, because I feel like if you and I were just starting out, or maybe only in 5 or 6 years right now as of 2021, we would be all over the place too, because social media would blow us up, or not necessarily blow us up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm going to put one match on Twitter and get 1 million views, but we'd be a lot more well known. It would be
especially if we were younger.
That's what I mean. It's a lot easier to get involved or to get in right now thanks to social media than it was when you and I were first starting.
But nowadays, with social media, as you explained it, with the gimmickry of different stuff getting out there, let's say, I'm just gonna throw this out there.
I did get some bookings through MySpace.
Well, guys like, okay, let's say a lot of comical stuff. Let's say guys like, let's go back. Let's start. Colt Cabana. People love this stuff. You got Orange Cassidy. People love the slacker thing. You got Danhausen now.
Yeah.
And if we were to do something like, the grumpy old vets, or the governors of, the governors of wrestling, AARP, whatever. Like for being older guys looking the way we do, and for just our looks alone, but if we were able to work like we used to back in the day, now with our looks, it would get us over, because it would be a story of people would look, hey, look, these two old guys are busting their asses,
and they're back,
and they're having these and they're having these badass matches with all these top younger guys, and stuff like that will get guys like us over as a inspiration story, almost like a Rocky Balboa when he came back in that movie, or or George, and that movie was based off basically like George Foreman coming back and winning the championship too as well.
Yeah.
So seeing older guys come in and putting that work in against the younger guys and busting their ass, that would work in our advantage if we went that route.
Yes, of course.
And now, on to your main event of the evening. You have the former champion, Saeed Al-Sabah, taking on the current Pro Wrestling Magic Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Brooklyn Outlaw, Donovan, because he dropped the mic. Yo, these two, the skill level, especially on Sabah, you never know what's gonna pop out of his arsenal.
Yeah.
But just from the door, them two eyeballing each other up, mean mugging, face smashing each other from the beginning. Yo, that inner city urban thug mentality came out instant, just like that for both of these gentlemen. And I use the term gentleman really loosely with them. Saeed, very respectful. But he has a gift of gab. He can go early in the night. He cut that promo telling the young referee earlier, hey, take him out, you get him a chick or guy, whatever he likes.
Yeah.
Trying to get him hooked up on new gear, new outfit. But yeah, both of them have their different mannerisms, but when it comes to level and skill in the ring, they are bar none two of the top best athletes in Pro Wrestling Magic. The match went out to the outside. They were in the crowd a little bit. The fans, Sabal was getting his ass. Saeed, yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, I'm getting choked up here. Saeed was somewhat getting his ass kicked on the outside, and Donovan was ready to take the count out, whatever. But some of the fans were helping him get back in the ring. I'm like, yo, don't they know fans cannot interact? But they were actually like helping their hero, come on, you got this, get up. They're helping him to the ring, and Donovan came out after him, and before the match was Shane Fair announced that all his homeboys, all Donovan's homeboys, were all banned from ringside. Any stipulation was any interference from any one of those ignorant jackasses. Yes, I'm gonna go and say it. Any interference from any of them. The referee was instructed to call the match, take the junior heavyweight championship, and hand it over to Saeed.
Yep.
So Donovan really had to bring his A game galore because he didn't have backup in his corner for any sneaky tricks, whatever. They tried coming out, but the other officials stepped in. They stepped in and they got in between the ring and then pushed him back to the locker room. The match continued. And fortunately, Donovan capitalized on that somewhat distraction onto Saeed and walked away holding his junior heavyweight championship. And at the end, as Saeed was laid out and the match was over, like out of disrespect, plant his foot like he's planting a flag, planted his foot on the chest of Saeed, raised his championship in victory, like yo, I broke you, this is mine. He's basically like saying Donovan was basically saying, without speaking words, was telling Saeed right there with his foot on his chest that you're my bitch and I own you and I own this belt. This is my company.
Yeah. And he walked out with the title.
Yes.
Mike Donovan is better than he gets credit for, I think, in the ring.
Yes, by far. He really has stepped up his game throughout the years that I known him. So for him to be the junior heavyweight championship, he earned every inch of it. If I wonder how would it differed if his cohorts didn't try to make appearance at ringside and distract Saeed, because that was the key moment. It was a distraction. It was mental.
They didn't make an actual interference. They just kind of walked out.
No,
right?
yeah.
And the commissioner noticed it right away and was like, "Yo, told the refs put a stop to that."
Yeah, Saeed was going up. As soon as he noticed they were coming out, he got down and started. He tried to come out the ring. He got like halfway through the ropes.
Right.
And the thing, it was that mental distraction that threw him off course of what of what he was doing out there. So with Donovan took advantage of that. Highly took advantage of that and kept his championship. So Pro Wrestling Magic will return January 2nd in 2022 back at the Knights of Columbus in Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. They will have the Chad Adams Memorial Rumble. Already, we have one competitor announced to enter that Rumble, which is Vinny Pacifico. He nominated himself and he also made the challenge for that night against Davey Richards. So we will see if that actually happens, and we'll just have to wait and keep tuning into Pro Wrestling Magic, whether on Facebook or Twitter, to find out the news. I'm sure our new GM Shane Fear will give us all the scoop, insight, and all the everything what's going on. But yeah, I look forward to doing that show there, and I'm sure Joseph will be backstage with me and Gorilla, helping me out, assisting me.
Yes, sir.
We just got to keep all those other riffraffs out from the back around us. And then 1 week later, on the 29th, we will be back there one more time with Invictus Pro Wrestling. And who knows how many more other times we will be back at the Knights of Columbus in Ridgefield Park due to other companies reaching out to us now, since they like our services and the shit we do.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So with that being said, this wraps up this edition of
I gotta take the dog out.
Yes, you gotta take the dog. And damn, oh my god, I didn't realize we were on this long.
Yeah, it's almost 1 o'clock. I was like, yo, buddy's out there yelling at me
for 2 hours. I did not realize it was this long. Like,
it's okay. We had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
After thinking we didn't have all that much to talk about.
Yeah, honestly, I really did not think we had anything. I thought this was going to be like a quick hour show.
Yeah.
Boom, we're done, and that's it. End of story. But hey, I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. I want to thank Mikey, who was in for for all the other segments. I want to thank you and Mikey together for kicking off the show with those first couple topics. Why I stepped away real quick.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah. Look forward to this Thursday night coming up on the 16th. We will have the Hawaiian Warrior Kekoa on the show, talking on Thursday Night Slam with Dennis Reaper. And we got one more on the 19th. One more Breakfast and BodySlam show, Joe. We got one more until we go on Christmas. Until we go on Christmas break, vacation, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll come back in with 2022 with season 2, episode 1. We'll figure out. Well, we got a couple weeks then until was it like two weeks? I think 2-3 weeks until we do the first show after the last one.
Yeah.
So
I think it's 3 weeks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One other thing. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com. Go check out Joey Image's merchandise, all his tees and stuff on there. Support the guy. He has kids to feed. I have
a dog. Yeah, I have a dog to take care of.
Yeah, same thing. His kid. He got a kid to feed. Don't forget to check out or our website, BodySlamsPodcast.com. Go to our pod shop, mainly the spring page, where you can get this Breakfast and Body Slams t-shirt. We also have another design as well, the one with the donut and little luchador jumping around with the coffee. That one there is the more sought out one, of where people are buying that one more than this one here, because this is just a regular plain logo.
Yeah.
Our Thursday Night Slam t-shirt, which is nice and psychedelic type, like a club type looking one. Last night I was wearing our BodySlamsPodcast.com OnlyFans parody shirt, which I got a lot of responses from people just walking up to me and tell me how much they like this shirt, because I'm like, well, then if you know what this means, then you must like OnlyFans then. So I'm thinking we definitely gotta start an OnlyFans, but a podcast page just for that.
Oh my god,
just for shits and giggles, just for
what if we call it Only Slams, like Body Slams, Only Slams, OnlyFans?
No, I'm talking about we actually
I know
start an OnlyFans.
I know, but I'm saying, what if we had like a section just in the website called like Only Slams, and that's where it links to the OnlyFans page or something. And the OnlyFans pictures are just us wearing the t-shirts.
If anything, it'll probably be our logo, the Body Slams OnlyFans logo one. Have that link over to the OnlyFans page, and when you link to that link, so when you click on a link on there, it'll link over to the page where we sell those shirts.
Yeah.
So you got to click this link to click that link to click this link. So, like I said, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Check us out on BodySlamsPodcast.com. Like, share, comment, subscribe. We're on all social media platforms. Well, not all, but majority of the major ones. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, where you can stream us live when you want to watch us. You can go to any one of them or right to the actual.com. We're also on Twitter, Instagram, and many audio platforms. If you're on the go in your car or in the gym or whatever, you just want to listen to us, you can check out some of our past playlists of shows and stuff, any past shows. So you don't want to miss out. Like I said, we got the video podcast, the audio podcast, we got merchandise, and we are all for taking suggestions for topics for future shows. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us to give us some suggestions, whether it be topics to talk about or possible guests to try to get on the shows. With that,
should have Masha on at some point.
Yes, you know what, Joe?
I would love to have her on.
Joseph, we would need that for a Thursday night show.
Thursday night, yeah.
And if the time, we would have to arrange a date and time. Well, the time is not is at 9:05 at night. But we have to arrange a future date, so that way it's already penciled in, and and no one forgets. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that to Joe. It would have for you, Joe. I would have you come on one of my on one of my days, because we only do 2 shows a month, so it's like 1 and 1. I think one of these months we have a third one.
Right.
I think we have a third Thursday in a month. I have to go back and look. Maybe we can try to plan for that one, and you can take up that third one, and you can do the interview yourself.
Oh, that would be cool, dude.
Yeah. So I'll get back to you on that. I'll look at our dates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll hit you up about that.
See what she's got available. Yeah, man.
But everyone, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your Sunday. Christmas is coming up. Like I said, we got one more Thursday Night Slam and one more Breakfast and Body Slam show. And once again, go to BodySlams.com for all of our past show playlists. And thank you. And we'll see you at the matches. All right, Joseph. See you later, brother.